Hey guys, off the mic sports network here. Thanks so much for watching. I have to do this because the Cleveland Cavaliers have now won 15 consecutive games. 15 consecutive games. They're now 55 and 10. Like this is a astonishing like milestone. This is their not their second consecutive, their second game 15 game winning streak of the season. They started the season 15 and 0. And it is unbelievable what this team has been able to do. And you got me saying, Mike, why are you coming on here? They beat the Nets. Yes, they did beat the Nets. They beat the Nets 109 to 104. Here's the thing about this game that tells you everything that you need to know why this game is significant. Well, first, let's get this out of the way. Cavs are Central Division champions 65 games into a season. Like, no big deal. There's still 15, 16, 17 games left in the season, and they've already won their division. They've already clinched a playoff spot. It's March 11th at the time of this recording. It's unbelievable. It's historical what this team has done. But what they did on Tuesday night against the Brooklyn Nets is really remarkable because the Nets went up by 18 points in this game. The Nets went up by 18 points. It was 71-53 in the third quarter. The Cavs worked their way back into this and won the game. The Cavs did not have Donovan Mitchell, who's their best player. They didn't have Ty Jerome, probably one of the leading contenders for sixth man of the year. He's I would say pretty high on the list of one of their most valuable pieces. He didn't play. He was sitting due to rest. DeAndre Hunter, big deadline acquisition. They haven't lost since they got him. They haven't lost since they got him. He's probably a contender for sixth man of the year as well. He didn't play. They're down 18 points in the third quarter, the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn Nets, a pretty good young team. Not anything amazing, and I think they're bordering on, the play-in and they're probably not going to be in the playoffs this year. The point is, you're down three significant pieces and you still win. Still win. Your 15th game in a row. They've had a 15 game, and a 12-game winning streak this year. And they've only lost 10 games all year. They're not going to equal what the Golden State Warriors did in 2016, the year that the Cavs came back from down 3-1. They won't do that because they've already lost enough games. But what has happened here with this organization and what has happened here with this team is, I swear to God, it is one of the more remarkable things that I've ever seen in NBA basketball, because this team is so deep, so talented. You've got a superstar player in Donovan Mitchell who is willingly taking a step back. You've got a big developing star in Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, a resurgence, and you've got a coach in Kenny Atkinson who was outcasted by the Brooklyn Nets, comes in and is probably going to be the coach of the year. If not him, it's probably going to be JB Bickerstaff. And yet still, for some reason, the overriding opinion in the NBA media and from sports fans alike is that this Cavs team's going to fold the playoffs. Guys, what are we doing here? This is historical what this team is doing. And you could sit down three of their key guys, go down by almost 20 points in a game to an NBA team, and you still win the basketball game. That means you're pretty damn good, okay? That means you're pretty damn good. This is not a top-heavy team. This is a very evenly spread out team, a very evenly dispersed team. They share the ball. They play great defense. They shoot the three really well. They've got talent in the middle. They've got talent on the perimeter. They've got talent on the wing. It's everywhere with this team. And for some reason, this is literally the perfect team for modern basketball. They shoot the three. They defend. They score a ton of points. They're very offensive driven. They've got a star player. They're not really top heavy in terms of, and they're young. Most of their key guys, actually pretty much all of them, are under 30. I think the oldest guy on their team might be Tristan Thompson, because Tristan Thompson is in his second go around in Cleveland. Tristan Thompson doesn't play. This team is a special group. And to me, I know some people will be offended because we have to see how the season plays out. To me, at least in terms of regular season, this is the best Cavs team I've ever seen. Best Cavs team. Because, they still got to eclipse some of those LeBron teams that won 60 games under Mike Brown in the first LeBron stint. In terms of wins. And I think they're going to get there. Just the way that the season is gone, they would really have to fall apart at the end of the season. But depending on where this thing ends up, this could be remembered as one of the greatest the greatest teams in Cavs history. It might be one of the great, it could be potentially, if they finish this off, one of the great teams in the history of the NBA. Because it's just, you don't see stuff like this in basketball where it's very superstar driven. And, you have to be one off of your superstars, and like, they're getting paid a ton of money. Your top guys being used a ton. They're scoring 30 points a game. They're being heavily utilized. Like, a lot of their key guys are playing less than 30 minutes. Like, they've got about like 9 or 10 guys that can play and play well and potentially start for a lot of NBA teams. They're deep, they're talented, they're special, and no bigger result was evident than this. Best player doesn't play. Best bench player doesn't play. Second best bench player doesn't play. 3 of your key contributors, and I would probably say that's 3 of your top, I'd say 6 to 8 guys on your team that aren't playing, and you still win despite being down by 18 points. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what this team has been able to do. They're going to be rested. They're going to be healthy. It's really just going to be a mental thing with this team. Can they get over the hump and get over the monster that is the Boston Celtics? Because that's going to be the deciding thing of this season, I think, is do they get past Boston? And then if they do get past Boston, how's it going to match up with Oklahoma City if they face them? Because Oklahoma City is very much the same team that the Cavs are, except they're not as, much of a three-point shooting team, but they present a lot of issues. So it's going to be a fascinating run to the finish here, but this was just an impressive win for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I'm just blown away at what I've been seeing. And I'm also blown away that seriously, no, like there's very few people in the national media that want to give this team any fucking credit. It's utterly insane to me. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.